everybody. We are sorry for the delayance, but now you can start the program proper. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, artists, champions of gender equality, welcome to the Nene Gender Cup 2025. My name is Mamadou Diallo, popularly called Pato Diallo. I'm your host for tonight's event. Every year, the Nene Gender Cup recognizes artists who not only move crowds with their talent, but move societies with their purpose. This award is a symbol of our belief that art can be activism and that the stage can be a powerful platform for justice. The Nene Cup seeks to celebrate and elevate the voices that use rhythm, poetry, and sound to confront inequality, correction harmful norms, and open hearts and minds. This year, we proudly honor a true agent of change, Jali Suso. Through his music and his commitment to justice, Jali reminds us that the art is not just entertainment, that it is a movement, resistance, and a voice for the unheard. Tonight is more than an award ceremony. Courage and the unstoppable power of music as a force for social transformation. We gather here to honor those who use their voices and platforms to challenge inequality, uplift communities, and inspire new generations to dream of a just and inclusive world. We are also here to make history with the official launch of the Heforshe music movement, a bold new initiative that uses the universal language of music to amplify the global call for gender equality. But before we look ahead, let us reflect on those who paved the way. A heartfelt recognition goes to Mariama Jabate of Fantanka, whose tireless dedication has been instrumental in training and empowering Heforshe activists over the years. Through her work, she has inspired countless individuals to rise, speak, and act for justice. As we begin this exciting journey, I'd like to take a moment to recognize and honor the presence of some of our esteemed speakers and change makers. Honorable Father Kinte, Minister of Women, Gender and Social Welfare. Imran Dabo, Transitional Justice Expert, Fantanka. Jali Suso, the well-deserving awardee of the Nene Gender Cup 2025. Dembo Jabate, popularly called as Baddest Manager, D-Jobs, founder of the Heforshe music movement. Sana Singate, popularly known as SD, King of the Artists, the Republic of the Gambia. Let's give them a thunderous round of applause. I think this is at that point when we call the speakers to come, one after the other, to deliver their speeches. We now call on Honorable Fatih Kinte, Minister of Gender, Women and Social Welfare, to give a keynote address.
Yeah, we refer to that as enter, educate, because you are educating people at the same time educating them. And the message that you are sending out there to the community will never be forgotten. It will only be remembered. Because in this day and time of social media, everybody will be remembering the lyrics, the words, and they'll be singing those words wherever they are, at work, in offices, in the markets, and the list goes on and on. Looking at the gathering, the majority are men or young people who are the future of the Gambia. We have to remember one thing. Women form half of the population of the world. And in the Gambia, we are 52% of the population. And there can never be sustained socio-economic development if the women are left behind. So it's very important to bring the women on board. If you look at our Yiriwa, that is the National Development Plan, we have mainstreamed gender in that document. And we took cue from the AU 2063 agenda, which is also very passionate about gender equity, equality, and the empowerment of women. Again, we took cue from UN 2030 agenda, where we have Goal 5, gender equality. But I keep telling colleagues, that's not it alone. If you look at the 17 goals of the SDGs, gender is mainstream in each and every goal of the SDGs. So the SDG 17 goals not only about Goal 5, gender equality, but gender has been mainstreamed in all of the other goals. There is no way in which we can achieve all the other goals if we don't address gender needs and gender concerns. Today we are gathered here to recognize Jelly and to say thank you, Jelly, for the excellent work. Thank you, Jelly, for being concerned about women's issues. Thank you, Jelly, for bringing the song, which we will all be singing wherever we are here in the Gambia. It takes two to tango. No one person can make it. That's why God brought men and women, and we must work together. If one person wants to leave the other behind, there's no way in which we can achieve our objectives. So that's the reason why we must all work together. But then we have to educate people. People need to know why men and women, and why we must empower women and bring women to live in leadership. Because you see, if you empower a woman, economically, for example, she becomes economically independent. That woman thinks of her house first. When a woman earns income and her status is improved, the status of the family is improved, the health status of the family is improved, the nutritional status of the family is improved, education of the girl child, more especially, is also improved. So why then leave the woman behind? We must make sure that at all levels we move together with the women. It's not like having women at the back of the man. I don't agree with that. We should work side by side with the men if we want to achieve gender equity, equality, and the empowerment of men. We must work together to address gender-based violence. We must work together to address social norms which deter the progress of women. So when I see the young people organizing this, I know there's hope for our future in the Gambia. These are the adults of the Gambia. These are the future of the Gambia. So if you, the young people, are thinking this way, I think we are on the right trajectory. And I want to thank all of you very much for organizing this event and for inviting me to be part of it. Indeed, I feel very privileged to be part of this event, and I thank you so much for everything.
I invite the Honorable Minister to give the award to Jali Suso for being the Jali Suso, the well-deserving award of the Nene Gender Cup 2025. Okay. To Jali Suso.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Good evening, everyone. Minister of Gender, Children and Social Welfare, Honorable Fatou Kinte, representatives from the Nene Foundation, representatives from Fantanka, my fellow artists, ST Brikama Boyo, Nyancho aka Apachaki, Molsi, ladies and gentlemen, good evening to you all. Tonight, I stand before you with a heart full of gratitude and purpose, not just as a griot, not just as a choral player, but as a man transformed. For many years, I used my choral to tell stories of our people, to preserve our culture, to honor the spirits of our ancestors. But I must be honest, I didn't always know how deeply culture could both uplift and wound. I was passionate about women's rights, yes, but I didn't yet have the tools, the understanding, or the voice to speak up with clarity and conviction. That changed the day I crossed paths with Fantanka. It was through the guidance of Mariama Jobate and the powerful work of our organization that my journey as an advocate truly began. Fantanka didn't just train me, they opened my eyes. They helped me see the deep injustices our women and girls face, and they taught me that real masculinity is not about power, but about protection. That silence in the face of abuse is betrayal. That culture is not meant to cage our women, but to celebrate them. Through Fantanka, I learned about transitional justice, gender equity, and positive masculinity. I learned how to weave these values into my music, because music speaks where words often fail. And now I use my kora as a weapon, not of war, but of justice. A melody of healing, a rhythm for resistance. More than honor, this Gender Cup Award is a mirror that reflects the values instilled in me by the greatest woman I have ever known, my mother. My mother may no longer be with us, but I feel her with me every time I speak out, every time I stand up, and every time I sing for change. Mama, I dedicate this award to you. The lessons you taught me, the respect, the care, and to protect are finally being put to use. To my beloved wife, can you please stand up, my beloved wife, and the audience? See, that's Madam Jali Suso. I think many of you have been seeing her on social media, but tonight, you got to see her. My beloved wife, yeah. Thank you. Your strength gives me strength. Your love gives me purpose. This award is also for you. To all women and girls in the Gambia, know this: you are not alone. We see you, we hear you, we fight for you. To my fellow men, my brothers, I say this with love and urgency. It is time to rise, time to break the chains of harmful traditions, time to be allies, not bystanders. Let us teach our sons to honor, not to harm. Let us build homes, communities, and a nation where women and girls can walk free without fear, without shame, and without apology. Culture is not static. Culture grows, and so must we. Let us honor our heritage by transforming it. Let us use our voices, our platforms, our strength not to dominate but to defend, to lift up, to stand shoulder to shoulder with women in the fight against sexual and gender-based violence. A heartfelt thank you to Mariama Jobate and Fantanka. A special thank you to Nene Bojang and Mamos Media, who have continued to carry my voice across borders. I am humbled by this recognition and even more committed to the work ahead. Sing a special song for Nene and Mamos, from the strings of my kora to the soul of our nation. May justice sing louder than silence. Thank you, Jerry Jeff, Abaraka, Bake, Ajarama. Thank you. May our voices never be silent. May our culture never be a weapon, but a light. I thank you all.
Sabonye Boyo, Jelly, congratulations, my brother. And Yancho, Barhama, and everyone that's out here. Yeah, I am honored to speak today as the first winner of the Artist Gender Cup in 2024. This award is not just for me, but for everyone who works hard to make the world fair and inclusive through art. I want to congratulate Jadi Suso for winning the cup this year, 2024. Your art and leadership are inspiring, my brother. Thanks to the Nene Foundation and Fantanka for supporting artists and using creativity to make a difference. I also appreciate the Heforshe movement and the ministry for fighting the gender and equality fairness. Special thanks to Dembo Jabate, Baris Manager. Big up to you, my brother, for supporting and the legendary SD for showing how music can bring people together and create change. Shout out to you, SD. Winning in 2024 was not just a personal success. It is a promise to keep using my art and support equality and empowerment. Let's keep lifting each other up and making sure all artists, no matter their gender, can grow and succeed. Together we create, inspire, build and a better world through art. Thank you everyone for your kind attention.
Thank you. Please, Honorable Minister, bear with us. The sector that we come from is about the spotlight. You have to show if you got it. And I hope you will also understand and bear the dynamics with us. That's right. Honorable Minister, I am very happy that you are witnessing this occasion with us. And I must state that in capital merits, in your formidable capacity as the greatest woman ever for this country, I wasn't surprised to see you here seated. But I must also recognize the presence of Mr. Mohamed Soumare, who is the PRO of the Gam Music Union, and that is a very important portfolio. Please, let's put our hands together for my good brother. Yes, to my brother-in-law, His Royal Highness, Prince Ibrahim Sanyang, please put your hands together for him. Her Royal Highness is also here, Madam Aja Sanyang, his wife. Muskeva Sanyang, they are all from the royalty. They have to be here to grace this occasion. Thank you very much for coming. To all my fellow thespians that are here from the art sector, ST Brikamaboyo, the most ambidextrous in our sector, thank you for being here. Nyancho Apataki, the only Muruba Danano in the industry, the rapper, the choreographer, the singer, thank you very much for being here. Mr. Imran, our expert from Fantanka, we've worked in 2022 and it was definitely a successful aspect in the fight against sexual and gender-based violence. To Moles, the first to win the Gender Cup. I'm glad to see you here. To Barahama Cham, you know, man with the melodious voice, obviously I am glad that you'll be here. You have been in the forefront, you know, in the fight against sexual and gender-based violence. So I'm glad to see all of you here. To my friends from the UK, Madam Amanda and her friend, Jabi Gassama, thank you for being here. To the man that first gave me the microphone in year 2000, DJ Big Sam, thank you very much for coming. Mandingol kamen for London, niamoy landa faraso farsita mole bala. Oto bi niamoy di just Big Sam long. I am very glad to see you right here. To Njundu Baji, one of our prominent figures in this sector, and Frikijo Singate, thank you very much for coming. To Empress Baji, the thespian that I manage in the baddest domain, the media houses that are here, because we cannot be here without them. In fact, we were able to build the biggest STs, the Barahamas, the Nyanchos, because of the media. These were the platforms that we used to empower them. So thank you very much for coming. To Madam Julde, for being here. I like to see women in the forefront. So she is part of those who are very supportive to what we do. To Matajawa, one of our female thespians, thank you very much. From Jobate Kunda. To my brother Jali Suso, congratulations to you. And everybody from our family, Jali Kunda, the Nene members that are all here. I am deeply honored and overjoyed to stand before you today as part of a movement that reflects the polymatic spirit of men who have chosen to lead in the fight against sexual and gender-based violence. Today marks two significant milestones. One, the launch of the Gambia's first ever Heforshe music movement by my humble self. Two, the official handing over of the 2025 Nene Gender Cup to my brother, Jali Suso. I must again, Assad, a big congratulations to you. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, for more than a decade, the Nene Foundation has been instrumental in youth empowerment, particularly for the girl child. Its unwavering commitment to societal transformation has paved the way for what we witness today as a monumental collaboration that welcomes the baddest domain and the baddest manager to lead the Heforshe 2025-2030 project. This initiative is the first of its kind, founded by an artist manager. In the Gambia, this is the beginning of a new era, a luminous reality that will completely shift the dynamics in our fight for gender justice. Distinguished guests, fellow creatives, we all know that sexual and gender-based violence in the creative industries is a global epidemic. From the Chris Brown-Rihanna saga in 2009, the Oscar Pistorius murder case in 2014 in South Africa, to the R. Kelly, the Diddy. These cases represent deep-rooted problems across continents, but here in the Gambia, we are taking a stand. The Heforshe music movement is a 5-year initiative that I proudly launched to engage Gambian artists and music industry players in the fight against FGM and sectorial sexual violence, aligned with SDG 5 and as the Beijing Declaration. We are using the power of audible sound and visuals to amplify our mission, because if we are to end sexual and gender-based violence by 2030, we must do it with creativity, passion, and bold advocacy. A call for partnerships, solidarity, and reform. That is what this fight is all about. As the world spins in its never-ending harmony, let us evolve with it, not behind, but beside our women. The old saying that says, behind any strong man, there must be a strong lady. I stand firm to nullify that adage. I think it should have been said that beside any strong man, there must be a strong lady. Eve was made from the side of Adam, not from the back of Adam. If this is true, how can women be behind us? They have to be by us. This is what Heforshe is all about. Women have to be with us, head to head, back to back, back to back. As a supreme leader in the Gambia's creative industry, with a thespian career lane of 19 years, I have seen the systematic marginalization of female artists. Many had dreams of becoming the bigger Estes, the Nyanchos, the Barahamas, the Jezuls, and the Husendaras, only to be silenced by marriages that discourage or outright denied them to participate in the Gambia's creative industry. Some were forced to give up on their art. Others became housewives against their will. Our talented female artist present here today was absent from the scene for 2 whole years because of a toxic relationship that stifled her growth. In our midst, this particular female artist is sitting right here. In our industry, give me yourself and I give you my help has become an orthodoxy. But an orthodoxy that the Heforshe music movement is going to disintegrate like weathering of sedimentary rocks in agriculture. We will replace silence with bold voices. We will elevate our female thespians to speak louder without fear. Women are not objects of raffle. They are fountains of abundance. Like I always say, women are not liabilities, but formidable luminaries. Testimonies of injustice, we will hire gaze at. As you all saw my banner right there, my declaration in this fight, and I'm pretty much optimistic that the likes of ST will never be left behind. Just last year, one of our female authors almost gave up on her dream when she wanted to launch her book. She couldn't launch it at this scheduled date simply because men were basing the reality on what? Give me yourself and I give you my help. Her launch event could not have come at a better time than that time because of that predicament. Our vision for Heforshe music movement shall be to promote positive masculinity, declare zero tolerance for FGM, as some of you had already seen my rebellious pronouncements. The video cuts are making the rounds on social media. I am not going to stay back. I am here in my capacity as a transformative force in the Gambia's arts sector to end FGM by 2030. Foundation, I must convey my sincerest gratitude. They have been doing great. Fantanka, found by Mariama Jobate of Scotland, partners like our ministry, of course our Honorable Minister, Madam Fatou Kinte, Fatou Balde, Jaha Dukure, as well as UNICEF, UNFPA, and the European Union will propel this movement. We have our activities, but we need your support to work on them. Let me pause to appreciate these feminist powerhouses. Nene Bojang and Mariama Jobate are giants. Like the Argentinosaurus, their impact is vast. Their strength is unwavering, and their footprints are unmatched in the universe of feminism. Their support made my journey into the space of serenity and serendipity. Because in the fight for gender equality, let's be honest, you are either a feminist or a misogynist. A misogynist is someone who hates women. May God forbid. I am a feminist, somebody who loves women and respect their welfare, somebody who is willing to stand by them. Honorable Minister, ladies and gentlemen, fellow thespians, please bear with me. The objectives of my project is to raise awareness on SDG 5 and gender equality among artists and stakeholders, 2, to engage male artists and industry players as Heforshe activists. And this is a symbolism, as we are seeing Nyancho Apataki, ST Brikama Boyo, Barahama, Moles, and the list goes on, today with me to pronounce in capital merits what we all believe in. 3, we shall also create and distribute gender equality content through music, events, and campaigns. We shall also establish strategic partnerships for sustainable impact. The last but not the least, we shall monitor and evaluate the impact of the movement. Honorable Minister, please bear with me. I want to inform the audience about the activities of the Heforshe music movement. This is important because I want our partners to venture in and to support us financially. 1, awareness workshops, trainings, and seminars for artists. 2, music collaborations between male and female artists on gender matters. 3, annual Heforshe music concert with proceeds going to women empowerment. 4, social media campaigns, Heforshe, SDG 5, and gender equality hashtags. Last but not the least, a robust monitoring and evaluation plan measures for effectiveness. In conclusion, distinguished guests, friends, fellow artists, and family members, we all have to be change makers. Let us build a movement that is rooted in empathy, justice, and equity. Let us all say in louder and clear, no to FGM, no to harassment, no to silence, yes, equality, yes to progress, yes to women. On this note, please bear with me, for I must express my heartfelt gratitude to the grand partners who made this launch event possible. First and foremost, I must thank our Honorable Minister Fatou Kinte. Thank you for gracing this occasion with your presence. We count on your unwavering support through this journey. We hope that your doors will be open to us for support to address the very significant issues this movement is here to address. My dearest Nene Bojang, my utmost development partner, founder of the Nene Foundation and IAC Norway, thank you for believing in me, for choosing me as your right candidate, and for introducing me to the world of feminists, a sisterhood I will never regret joining in my entire life. Your financial and moral support in making this occasion a success has been nothing short phenomenal. Thank you, Nene. To Mariama Jobate of Fantanka, thank you for your unwavering courage and encouragement. You have been phenomenal in giving us tools to push the agenda on positive masculinity. Your support means the world to me. To Men in Equality, thank you for being here. To all my colleagues from the Gambia's arts sector, to my family members and friends, thank you for standing by me. Special thanks goes to MJ Hairdressing, who was the one that designed this beautiful place. I am grateful to you. To Sedikan Restaurant, that is purely Gambian, thank you very much, Dindima, for hosting us here. To all media houses, like I said earlier, a big thank you to the Scout Band for being here, and Lizzie the Hardest for also coming bold to be responsible for their transportation. It's just one way that she could also say, thank you, D-Jobs, I must contribute. She's also one of our female thespians anyway. To all the amazing artists who come up here to support, like I said earlier, ST the Goat and the rest of the thespians that are here. Thank you to my Commander-in-Chief, the landlord, Lady Jobs. Please, I want people to see you. Yes, the hour that I'm afraid of. In fact, that is why I cannot take a second wife. It has to be only D-Jobs, Lady Jobs and D-Jobs together. In my home, I wait for her directives. D-Jobs sit there, I sit there. Move a bit, I move a bit. Tune it to 10 FM, I put it right there. Anything that you say shall be. Thank you. Thank you to our able DJ, am very glad. This is one way Lamin Cham champion also had to tell me, D-Jobs, I will contribute partially by making sure that I place a PA system for you.
These are notes and speeches. So I'll say it as it is, or as I see it. First of all, I want to congratulate Jali for the recognition, and of course I have had the opportunity of working with Jali and really been impressed with the work that he has done in championing gender rights. It is a pleasure and an honor on behalf of Fantanka, who I represent here, to attend this Gender Cup Award as well as the launching of the Heforshe music movement. I work for Fantanka. It's a civil society organization. I am a lawyer. Transitional justice and human rights is my area of practice. I represent Fantanka. Fantanka is a civil society organization that works in promoting sexual and reproductive health rights for women and girls. But we also advocate against sexual and gender-based violence. Fantanka provides mental health and psychosocial support to victims, women, men, all victims of sexual and gender-based violence. And we also do training, capacity building. And over the last few years, couple of years, we've been working with artists. We believe in the movement and we believe in the transformative power that the art business has, or the industry has. Now I don't even want to call it an industry. To me, it's more of a movement. Its ability to change and to shape behavior and values is incredible, and we have to recognize that, and we have to utilize that, right? But we here talking about promoting positive masculinity, which is what Fantanka has been working with artists, training them on positive masculinity and advocating for gender rights. But what is positive masculinity, right? I think it's basically asking, what does it mean to be a man, right? And I'll give you 3 stories, very short ones, to elaborate, coming from, and I will apologize if there are any other religious institutions here or believers from non-Muslim backgrounds. I'm going to use Islamic stories to illustrate, because I believe in our society also culture and religion are the most influential aspects of what shapes what we believe in and how we behave, right? So during the Prophet's time, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he was in a gathering one day, perhaps just like this, talking to his constituents, dignitaries, important members of society. And his daughter walks into the room, right? And what does he do from where he was sitting on a high table? Of course, being the head of the community. He stands up, goes all the way, rushes to the door to greet his daughter, Fatima, right? Greets her, kisses her, escorts her all the way back to where he was sitting, asks her to sit in his place, and he sits elsewhere, right? He didn't say anything, but the whole community, the whole society was there to witness that scene. What does that tell us about his masculinity? This is his daughter. I expect my daughter to come and greet me, rather than me running to greet them. And the significance of it also is that in that society, that had a significance of having somebody sit in your place as the leader of a society then carried a certain kind of connotation. And I will touch that later on. But let me tell you the second story now, right? The Caliph, Omar ibn Khattab, when he was Khalifa, he had these governors that used to be representing him in some of the provinces. And one day he's talking to one of these governors, and one of his children comes in, and he calls him his son, and kisses him on the forehead, and basically, massages his head, and the kid goes away. And the governor was in shock. My goodness, you kiss your sons? And Omar asks, yes, what was the issue? He says, I have 10 sons, I have never kissed them. And he said this with pride, right? He went away. Next thing you know, Omar wrote a dismissal letter and sent it to him. And in that letter, he notes that if how will the society that you lead expect any mercy from you if you cannot show mercy to your own family, your own children, right? So he was dismissed. Now I tell you the third story. Again, the Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So one day he has guests in his house, dignitaries. And I'll also tell you one thing, that Aisha, the wife of the Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, was not a very good cook. And this is well recorded in the historical books. She was not a very good cook. So he had guests in her house. And then one of the other wives, Zainab, decides to send a plate of food because, okay, he has dignitaries, she can't cook very well, let me send food over there. Now this food arrives in a bowl or in a plate, and Aisha grabs the plate, smashes it right in front of the guest, right in front of the Prophet, and then she goes away. Now the Prophet turns to the people and says, your mother is jealous. Not jealous as in an evil way, jealous as in the fear, right? And that was it. So the only thing he told her was that because the plate was broken, make sure you replace her plate because you broke somebody's plate. That's injustice. He is not going to stand for injustice. So these three stories, this is what positive masculinity is about. It's not just about talking about it, advocating for it. You have to live it, you have to represent it in your character, right? And it has to be from generation to generation. That is what being a man would be. Being a man is not about being aggressive. You know, it's not about suppressing your feelings, right? Yesterday I was in a taxi actually, and the driver was telling the other guy outside that Gore Waruna complain, Gore Waruna joy, right? So these ideas that we have, these are things that we need to get rid of. Positive masculinity, what these three stories tell us, is that the Prophet is showing his community in the first story that as a child, as my daughter, she is as worthy of respect, right? So much so that she can sit in the place that I sit as the head of the community, as the head of state in fact, right? In front of everybody. He could have done this in his house and not done it in public. But he did it in public for everybody to see, and it's recorded in the Hadith books so that we can learn from that lesson. That's what we were told to do as Muslims, right? Learn from his example and live by it, right? I won't drag this thing for longer. The second example is the same thing. Positive masculinity doesn't mean that leadership means control, always. You have to be able to show love, show mercy, and dignity to the people that you lead. If you cannot even kiss your children, if you think that you have to be a hard war all the time to be a leader, that is not masculinity. These men were some of the greatest men in human history. And they tell us that being hard is not what makes a man. Being emotionally, handicapped is not what makes you a man. A man is about taking responsibility. It's about showing a good example, because in our society, the value, the cultural values, the religious values tell us we are the leaders of the families. That means we need to lead by example, and that example includes love, includes care, includes responsibility, includes fairness to both genders, right? And so this is what positive masculinity is about. So when we leave here today and we go back to wherever we are, and the artists, brilliant artists in this country nowadays, who have really been influential to an extent, it's really amazing to watch. And just watching them today, greeting each other with smiles, with laughter, my heart was full, honestly. But keep that movement, take that to the public, take that to the people that respect and watch you, and we'll do everything to come to your shows. Show them that example. Don't just sing about it, don't just talk about it, show it to them in your characters, and our society will be changed. Thank you very much.
Bismillah. makombo kosila momo bijando ramba fule bulo kasi famo one more time namoy ay me bara me jana risol be kontonna media house of middle baby jam anina minister ba kinte mba fali asokulo la bake na remember ifana da be mol kono ka bring IAC ya East African Committee ya samba ngabira da be mol kono le miru fana ko ta gambe kata Norway kata ila congress ni aten so mba fure ko ini bara bake birin ta ba nya yolo wolto ay hana maya min tandinda ani kende ya ni ka tan ko nyancho mbal ko mara manga be musolda mbala ko ba kel fana ko mara ya understand so mba fali asokulo la bake Imran afana fantanka yamaro ifana trako nyimbote to le bodu farfa yamira janal be nim trako flata fantanka la solo pele na yamaro mandi fantanka ifana mo kende balati to lonko do di nyachole ko tata mbisi ko do bu bimbe mol kawandila ya ko di bali na idinne gambi be murumurum ya ko di bali na nga programme on ke ko nyancho ko do fela beta imahani budu taliso kulo la baki yes nyando te do na nyindo ta maman na because me musolla be ngora
Put up. Congratulations. And put up.
Gambia Kola Nyenti, National Development National Development Commanding to be because Yamuna Bankoli, Impadu, Mutadu, and Yakusuja to support the support now they support yes, Akai DJ. Shout out to all the beautiful ladies in the building. Yes, all the beautiful ladies.
I feel honored and so great to be a part of this movement because, like it's about empowering women, something that, like I really take seriously. And also, I have been working with D-Jobs for the longest.
Wow.
Yes, for so many years, and anything he's a part of, I want to be a part of and support, to the fullest. Yeah.
Amazing. 2 more questions, please. But before we go into, in fact, we've seen you having the ask to actually compensate. You say you didn't actually need it. I mean, what's so special about that?
Yeah, well, because I do this for love. I really want to do this. So when I feel like when we come, in fact, we are supposed to give them money, extra money for them to support themselves. So the least we can do is be there, be present there, and to support in any way that we can. But I wish we could do even more, way more. So yeah.
That's so nice of you. One more last question, probably. This year, Steve Brikama Boy will making headlines at the Summer Jam. How do you feel, and how this whole team actually came about?
Well, the Summer Jam is a blessing, because, actually, this is not the first time Gambian have been to the Summer Jam. So, it's a win for Gambia that we are going there and pushing the name of the country to another level. And, thankfully, this time around, we'll be going with a whole live band. We'll be doing a live band there. So, we'll be going with a whole team from the Gambia, which is just amazing, giving opportunity to others to explore their talents as well,
Exactly. Courtesy of, but I think, for the previous years, Gambian artists actually when they have not been there with their bands and all this. I think they started with UST. What is so special about Brikama Boyo?
Well, kuoku na watu long, yeah, kuoku na watu long. So, come like I was saying, we stand for, national building, we stand for music development of the Gambia. So in any way that we can push it high, or in any way that we could, raise the bar higher, in a way that we can put more, people involved, or just make it better in anyhow, bro. That's what we stand up for. Gambia musical nyato dorong, in each and every way.
I mean, we're hoping that you're actually going to build more international connections because of recent, your collaboration with Rebellion, the Recall and Jam is actually making waves on every loop. I mean, we're expecting a whole lot from you. What will be your final words to Gambian people?
Well, come Kafomole, na Gambia musical support, Kafomole be konga nyomuta, na Gambia kilinelo, one Gambia, one people, one tribe, one family, So, alnga maintain wanyama, we so love to one another. Because Gambia no bele denta, nini mande na yemolo ne minna denta, everybody is interrelated, So, like fintinin Gambia killing na, with love for our country. That's how to show love for our country. Man, yeah. Be rolling din sort of like a play, Momo ela rolling din correct, rolling direct, just enough changes would make a big change. Yes, bro. Together, all of us. Yeah.
Paul Antonio, wishing you all the best of luck and a wonderful performance at this Summer Jam. Take care. Respect, man. That was Assalamu alaikum. First and foremost, congratulations for actually winning this Gender Cup. How do you feel as an artist? You win. Through your chorus, through your rhythm, through your music, you're actually sending a whole lot of message. As an artist, how do you feel?
Yeah, I feel so honored. I feel so happy because women, they shouldn't left behind. Women should be empowered. Women and girls, we should protect them because if you support women, you develop the world. So we shouldn't harm them. We especially the men out there. Advising them. Let us support them. Women. So they are vulnerable in the society. So to harm them and then to leave them behind, we shouldn't do that. We should support them, and then the world will develop. Yeah, exactly.
That's great. I can see the excitement in your face. What will be your message to every other artist out there, every human being out there that actually been fighting for this cause? It's a very, very important cause, and we're hoping that it actually paid dividend. What will be your last message to the entire world watching?
Yeah, my advice to the entire artists and the world at large is like we shouldn't left women behind. Let's also protect women and girls. Because if you support women, you develop the world. So I'm here for women empowerment. Kamusol sembentuya parce musolu ndol boy bota musol le bala. Musol kumata bakele. Ke mantora I say no to sexual, violence, all forms of sexual violence, Nye protect that. And so advice le di musol kumata bakele. Parce musolu ni tol mantari la kuoto. Itita ano. So musol kuma batale, ali nye bunya, nye sementuya, nye support.
Bunya, nye sementuya, nye support. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. That was Jali Suso. All I'm telling you, Nyanjo Fanang, of course, he actually came here to pass through for the Heforshe music movement launch here at the Sidukan restaurant. Nyininga la mune feel kanaka pass through the event to Mialanka, of course, a manager wala champion and Kamusul Fanang Sembentu Yalong. Nyanjo Inambara. How do you feel? Kanana Janka Mabi platform Mialanka Musol Nyarotala support Musol Empower as an artist?
Yo apachaki mbatulbe kontona mo wejibero lo nyentembe dala mbafule ko alnimbara bake alkala tamo minfa pour kan jibe mbafulale ko alnimbara Gambian Talents fana nyancho bafulale ko saluto respect ko nkali je dawa dal to jani mbedi amuna musol la karola bari atolu nkali je dawa dal to musol la ko lomba kello ko lomba nyama to la ko lomba sasa to la ko lomba fengo fen sport lom music lom fengo fen kali jel so mbafulale nimbara once again pour katara nyimbe ngoto aketanya sewo nyin kontano lati bare ndi akorosi nyancho la musico 75% be ya korosi na fansol be mo hafol be mo musolati so nyanto le fanamu na kariya to musol bijele miliyaran ko woli atina la bi dunya be yellong wolo neneti mi fango nyin foundation o nyin fango champion aba koma nene no way mbafule ko ni mbara bake na remember itollom IAC musolti milul follow en samba tubabudu nsa fo sinyana ni katanga play IAC da Inter African Committee ntalong artist follow to dunia kono yemin tombong katanga play sawo sang so mbafule opportunity yele nyanchoye prakatara woto so ni bengo kumandi Gambia jang umilu kambondi je kasamba fo tubabudu ni wole kumandiro ke Gambia ndatula ko ma way so mbafule thank you so very much D Jobs na general manager afana dabe mol kono miliyalon ko itolle be nyun ko be koma so D Jobs mbafule ka ni mbarabake ay simfaminta pour kanyin association o nyin champion ka ko nyin fasa musol la kolom kelni musol be abokole banim falom so tajirinte ya kolu ning kudol mi yalon ko akala musol kan dun kele kake ngantanke kulalale tajirinte ya kol mi yalon ko amanyam fana musol la kake kela mbe ngantanke kulalale so woto mbafulale ko mbal ko mada full time fantanka Mariama anala association o mbafule fana ni mbara musol lo mi yalon ko e wulita pour kanyin tajirinte ya kol la bay musuya sembenti ya tajirinte ya ko fana ka bay so mbafule ko ni mbara wala nan ko ko fondinke jamalu foteni yola mela nyantole dina mula musolu jamabe fala o mela nyantole dina no nanyobe kumbola mela nyantole dila baba ninni walu jakali tawe mela nyantole dila afo yamaro nyulube yamaro lela fantanga kafomo lube yamaro de maro yamaro nyulbe yamaro lela yamaro de maro yamaro nyulbe yamaro lela Gambian Talents alnimbara saluto respect ko alal bul ko ngoloje ali follow wato wati saluto
mbara baraka bake nyanjo wala to baringo album mo munduma la binal nam fansol bañi ni kakande
album o kanale November inshallah mbe album o launch la Q City mba fola fansol bele al futanam baral kanani na ku fulalom double album nyancho be wala launchang double album 19 tracks mbe wala jolonkan dor kanale ka 7 track jolon dor kanale ka 6 track jolon 19 track mbola jolonkan fansol mbali busi la ko leon
wota sumiyala kay ko konkoto mur ko to le konkoto kuto ko to bo nyala wala nyanjodi that's all we got for you today bari jande mbakol ñu close we have the baddest manager D Jobs nga fanang interview we've seen some artists actually pass through one pack was also among the artists miliala nga fanang to grace the occasion but finally D Jobs engage from there we wrap it up until we come here next time. Thank you so much. I've been on the ground here Mudlamin Job and of course with my camera guy Musa M Jata. Thank you. comme Aliya Nyamen Drong, the Nene Foundation, Heforshe music movement be launch, and of course, Jalisu Sofana Aworo Dialajang, Mialan Kafo, Naja artist Jamal passed through, Dignitary Sulfan Narlanjang, I mean, Minister of Gender, Women and Minkata, I mean, Madam Kintati, Honorable Minister Kinta, and amazing occasional that tells you go, Ning is definitely a big woman thing. I'm going to come Kuchak and Kubalong. So, Sabu Kamala, D Jobs Mialan Kafo Kumu, he is the alpha and the omega of the whole movement at this point in time. So, Gambia. So, how he feel about the launch, and of course, I am more laughing and what was the response of the people he actually call and rely on. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. I am very glad to be here, and I like your representation. My brother, I like your representation. Yeah, this shows that everybody is committed in the Gambia to be by women, right? You've heard me pronounce that women shouldn't be seen as liabilities but formidable luminaries. And I also said women should not be framed as object of raffle, but then fountains of abundance. That's the fact of the matter. So all these terms put together, it shows how willing D-Jobs is. And I am going to be rebellious, around this reality. What is the reality? The reality of supporting women. The reality of what? Positive masculinity. The role of men by women, by understanding the dynamics of feminism. I mean, the truth is right on the wall, Abdullah. More, it cannot be swept under the rug. The thing is, it's high time for us to hire gaze at what? Sectorial, sexual, and gender-based abuse. Because if you look at our sector, you heard me pronounce it right there when I was giving my speech. We have, sectorial sexual harassment. I mean, women, female thespians in our sector, they've gone through a lot, and they are seeing a lot also. They have a lot of challenges, right? Many, they have passion to sing, they have passion to be with us, but then all their dreams are shattered because of certain relationships. So the Heforshe music movement, our objective is to put together Gambian thespians and then make best use of sounds and visuals for people to see what we represent. Because most of these messages, or if not all, if we want to put them into raw formats, nobody would listen. But today, if we use ST's influence, Nyanjo's influence, Barahama's influence, Mole's influence, obviously the world will listen. That is what Heforshe is all about. Now, my capacity as a supreme leader, this is what I can do for my country. This is what I can do for women, so that my accolade will be very rich. Today, like I said, my 19 years presence in the industry, obviously, is a very, very clear reality. And I feel today my accolade cannot be reached like I want to if I don't establish anything for women empowerment and gender equality. That is why I had to engage myself to take a course that is heavier than me, but then again a course that I believe Gambian artists believe in, like I believe in, and I'm so much optimistic that we will be able to achieve our goals. And I also want to urge the partners, like I mentioned, UNFPA, UN, the Gender Ministry, everybody, right, to support, because we have activities that are so much, but then the only thing would be financial support for us to be able to work on our activities. So I am very glad that this is a huge success. I must also state my sincerest appreciation to Nene, this lady right here, right? She is a transformative force in the avatar of feminism. Nene is a formidable luminary. Nene Bojang is one person that this country should celebrate every day, not annually, because of her stance in the world of feminism, because of our role in women empowerment and gender equality. This is what we need. The Gambia is more than 130 years behind when the rest of the world have gone. So we definitely need to catch up. That's the fact. For us to catch up, it is not only DJs that will make pronouncements, but like I said, the partner thespians that have come to answer to me, and then you've seen their performances, you've heard their voices, right? Who is bigger than ST? The Nyanchos, the Barahamas, the Moles, no artists. So today, if those people are taking the lead, everybody should be there. Mariama Jobate Fantanka, right? One person who have been doing great. I mean, most of the trainings that we had in the sector, right? She has been the one behind it, right? And she is a woman with a vision the Fantanka Yamaro that Nyancho performed, right, was a mutual vibe that we established when we had this couple of months contract with her. We composed this song and then we went on countrywide tour. So today, Nyancho's voice, as we all heard in that song, is another way that we are engaging and informing the public about sexual and gender-based violence. So likewise, all other thespians, honestly.
That's quite important. I mean, having the thespians been involved artists to actually portray these, I mean, words or let's say statement into their music is actually given. However, remember we have a lot of folks out there, or old people that actually practice this. In fact, you know, that can't relate to lyrics, artists, music. What other forms of outreach? Are you looking forward to go door-to-door outreach to make these people speak to them, or is it going to be stop? It's going to stop within the music industry to actually send message through visuals or vocals or whatever?
Yeah, no, actually, we are going all out more. Like I mentioned, I mean, I outline our objectives, in our mission, and our activities. So basically, it is not only going to be limited in the pronouncement of Gambian thespians, but their collaboration. You see the unity that Heforshe has brought, and the Nene, huge. Having all these bigger artists in the country to interact at the same platform, right? To state their voices, to speak up for unity, that's something huge. So the catalog that the Heforshe is going to create will be a catalog of the face of ST, the face of Nyancho, all the other thespians and their pronouncements. That is the catalog that we are going to develop. Everybody in the sector, every toast, every pronouncement regarding sexual and gender-based violence and gender equality. So I feel today the lineup that we are going to create will be a lineup of sounds and visuals where we will inform the public about our activities and then about burning issues that affects women. I did mention positive masculinity, our rebellious stand against FGM as men, because it's harmful and unlawful. That's the fact. So we will be doing all these things. Like I said, countrywide tours will do. It cannot be only limited to KSMD, but you know, around and about the Gambia.
Thank you so much. But I mean, just out of curiosity, we've seen one artist that actually came here, but he ended up leaving. Do you have any idea, Okula, about why he left One Pack? He came and he left.
No, One Pack. In fact, I forgot to mention that he informed me. Honestly, when he came, we were all at a high table setup. You know, he was sitting by me and his wife. I really appreciate his coming. Honestly, he has another meeting to attend. To be honest, you know, I appreciate One Pack's coming. And then One Pack, I will tell you this. He is one artist who is very passionate about his wife. Yeah, and he is very supportive. Yeah, One Pack, the way he has accommodated his wife, right? I haven't seen any thespian that has accommodated, his wife like that. So I think One Pack has been taking the lead, right? For gender equality, because this is one person who has never abused his wife. And in fact, one of the reasons why I had to invite him, I have been so much observant, and then I had to hire gaze at his representation, his willingness, his courage and everything, right? Any man that would stand by women, right, in all aspects is a man that we should respect. Today, One Pack's passion and his role, right, around positive masculinity is the most visible in the Gambia. So I must convey my sincerest gratitude to One Pack Machiavelli for coming with his wife to grace this occasion, honestly. Yes. So
all right, thank you so much. That was D-Jobs Dembo Jabate, aka the baddest manager. Tonight I'm not gonna call him self-proclaimed, but the baddest manager of all time. That's yours, okay? Chill, thank you and congratulations once again. All right.